Hey everybody, it's Dave. How y'all doing? I'm doing really good, actually. Um, so I wanted to make a video, somewhat happy video, because there's a lot of people who are suffering out there with Meniere's disease, with the vertigo. So kind of want to give some people some hope. Okay, that you can find ways to put it in remission, um, and stuff like that. So this week I'm literally coming up on 1 year, and I think the 16th will be 1 year. So it's Saturday. And the reason why I'm doing the video a little early is because my wife is having surgery Thursday for skin cancer, and I'm going to be really busy. So I wanted to do one really final update on my sac decompression surgery that I had last May. So, as a lot of you know, I've had that. And before I had the surgery, I was having 4 or 5 tacks a day. I mean, a week, not a day. A day, oh my lord. A week, literally. I wasn't really couldn't do anything. I wasn't doing much. So my doctor and I talked about doing the sac decompression surgery. And so I said, well, nothing else is working, so we'll do that. Now I know a lot of people were saying, why can't you take beta histine? Why don't you try beta histine? Well, the problem is I can't take beta histine. My body produces too much histamine. So it literally would be, well, I'd be counteracting it with antihistamines. So I can't take it. Okay. And I'm not one of these people that is going to wait around for years for a drug to come out that might help and might not. Okay. Like with the SPI-1005, Epsilon. Um, at this point, you know what? Who knows when it's coming out? And I'm not one of these people, like I said, that's going to wait for that. Okay, because if I can get relief now, even from a surgery, I'm going to do it. Okay, because waiting around for a pill, it's just more years of suffering, more hearing loss, more this, more that. Because let's face it, some people don't understand the FDA. They think, oh, well, it's on the fast track. Fast track to you and I is different than the FDA. Okay, because the FDA is working on numerous drugs, not just Meniere's drugs. So, so fast track for them is another 2 years, at least. Um, and for us, we think it's like next month. No, it's going to be at least another year or two before it comes out. So, you know what? I want to live my life. I want to function. I want to do things because, see, I can deal with the tinnitus. I can deal with that. It doesn't bother me. Grew up in a loud house, loud family. Noise is nothing to me. I can live with that. I can live with being off balance or dizzy. I can live with that because I can still function. I can live with the ear fullness because I can still function. The vertigo, I can't function. So 4 or 5 days a week, I'm not able to do anything but sit on a couch or lay on bed or something like that. So yeah, I did the sac decompression surgery last May, and in this whole year, one attack. That's it. That was January. So to go from 4 or 5 attacks a week to one in a year, that's tremendous. Now, let's be practical here, Dave, because it doesn't mean I'm cured. It doesn't mean the vertigo will never come back. It's a way for it to manage the vertigo better. I'm sure I'll probably have vertigo at some point. Um, maybe not the 4 or 5 times a week, but maybe once a year, once every 6 months. You know, that bone could close back up that they shaved down. The sac can close back up because it's bone. And bones, what do bones do? They can regrow. They regenerate. Break your finger, and there's a crack, and the bone will mend itself back together, and you're all set. So yeah, it can happen. All those things can happen. So I'll never say I'm cured or anything like that. I'm in a somewhat remission. from the vertigo, but I still get all the symptoms. That's the other thing too. Is people think, oh, is your hearing better? Is your tinnitus gone? Is this up? No, all that's still there. That's why, people said last week I had that question, can you lose your SSDI without, because now the vertigo's under control? No, because I still have all the symptoms. And even in this year, I had a labradectomy in 2019. Yeah, I had no vertigo for a couple of years until I started going bilateral. So, eventually that's probably going to come back at some point and may have to do a revision of the surgery, but that's okay. Because for right now, I've got that relief to where I can live my life in this and that. Now, I'm not saying I don't get dizzy. I don't feel tired. I do. And yesterday and today was a perfect example. Okay? Now, most of you people who watch my videos know I do all the video recording for my church. I record Mass. I usually do it at 4 o'clock on Saturday. Yesterday, I was not feeling my best. I wasn't afraid of having vertigo. I just was exhausted and felt very, very off balance. So I said, man, I'll just record this morning. And yeah, this morning, I felt a little better. So I went and I recorded, and my head was in such a fog, I messed up a couple of times, which is fine. Um, you know, but yeah, I still had that ear full. My ear was full and all that stuff yesterday, and then this morning I was kind of like in a fog. And as the day went on, I kind of felt better and better. We took my mother-in-law out for Mother's Day for lunch with my wife's two other sisters. She's got three sisters, but one couldn't make it. Um, and even then, I kind of wasn't feeling good, but I went anyways because my mother-in-law wanted to see me, which I'm happy she did, but we see her a lot because they live down the street. But it was good to see my two sister-in-laws and my two brother-in-laws, and hang out with them for a while. Because then we went back to my in-laws' house, and I was almost to the point of saying, honey, I think I just want to go home. And I looked at her, and I went, okay, I'll go. So we went, and I was feeling better and better as the day was going on. So I went. But see, I had those surgeries, but I still have my days. And then figured out, when we got home, I checked the weather map, and I'm like, oh, there's a cold front coming through. It should be coming through about 7 o'clock. So that's probably why I feel a little off. But I went to the store, and then I came back, and then the storms came through, and I feel fine. But that's probably why I was feeling off. So, yeah, surgeries help, and it'll help you function. It'll help you function. So, yeah, 1 year, sac decompression, surgery, one attack, that whole time. And I'm happy. I'm happy. I don't know what's going to happen this summer. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do what I really want to do. Just because my wife's got cancer. She got skin cancer, and I don't know what we're going to be able to do. We won't find out more until like the end of the month after her surgery this week, and then all that stuff. So then we'll just go on, and it's another journey. And it might be another thing that I can talk about, because now here's another experience that I'm sure a lot of you experience is you have a chronic illness. Now your spouse or partner has a severe illness. I don't care what anybody says, cancer, no matter what stage it's in, it's bad. So now I have to deal with that and help her, and she's not going to be able to help me as much. So I'm really going to have to step it up. So that could be another thing that we could talk about here. And the other thing too is like my grandkids. It's like now I understand these moms who sit there and say, I don't know how I can do this. I've got two little kids, and I got this Meniere's disease and blah, blah, blah. Well, now I actually know. I kind of know what you go through because I'm doing it with my grandchildren. Or I have been for the last 3 years. They're actually, my son and his two children are moving out. They're moving out down the street. It's not far. We'll still see them a lot. But yeah, now I kind of understand what you guys are going through. And I'm like, God bless you, because I don't know how any of you do it with an illness. I just don't get it with Meniere's or anything. I'm like, whoa, did I learn a lot? Because, it's also, you don't know what somebody goes through unless you're going through it. So I kind of never really understood what, you know, you mothers out there who have Meniere's going through raising your kids. Now I do. I mean, man, I feel bad. I feel sorry for you. Um, but I love all of you, so you guys do a great job. Um, but that's it. I mean, one attack, 1 year, sac decompression. If somebody is thinking about it, I would recommend it. But like I said, always you got to find the right doctor that you feel comfortable with. And and to be honest with you, surgery really should be a last resort type of thing. It shouldn't be the first thing you do. I know people that have had it done for that's the first thing they've done, and it kind of it's not right. You really should be trying the beta histines, um, Epsilon when it comes out, the steroid shots, gentamicin shots, tubes. Okay, I've done that all. All right. So that's it for the sac decompression surgery. This is still healing. I still get the ear fullness. The hearing has really declined. From when I had like 2 weeks ago, I had the eardrum fixed. But that's supposed to happen, and I could put the hearing aid in now, so I can hear. It's a little better, but the theory behind that, getting that fixed, that hole fixed, was no infections anymore, and um, it might help my hearing get better. Like in 3 months, I have to go for another hearing test, and then 3 months after that, another one. So right now without the testing, I could tell it's like 20%, and hopefully in 3 months it'll go back up to 30, and maybe in another three, maybe it'll be 40, which would be nice. Um, because then I can really tune this down. But that's another story for another day. It's a different healing process, I'll tell you that much. The surgery and the cochlear surgery. I mean, man, 4 days later, I was out fishing. I felt great. Uh, 2 weeks later, with this one, and I'm still kind of like, ooh. So on that note, hey guys, have a great weekend. Happy Mother's Day. Um, and I'll talk to you all soon. Take care. Bye.